Officials from Uganda National Oil Company were chased from the Public Accounts Committee of Parliament after failing to explain the contradictions in their budget, which indicated that the implementation approved budget was 1.3 trillion shillings and 758 billion was released. Although the Auditor General's report indicated an appropriated budget of 756 billion, the Finance Officer UNOC said this included internally generated funds, emphasizing that their budget was 720 billion shillings. Accordingly, their target for revenue collection was 6.9 billion shillings. By end of year, they, however, collected 37 billion, which was an overperformance.
We overshot that because of the treasury instruments. We utilized we invested in treasury instruments out of the monies that were given for Eacop in anticipation of the cash calls. So instead of holding the money on account, we invested in treasury instruments, and that created that 37.6 surplus.
Why did it come as abrupt? At the time of budgeting, yes. Why didn't you know you'll get this money, it will not be used? Instead of holding it on account, we shall buy treasury. And you also estimate how much money it would generate when you buy.
On interrogating this overperformance, the committee discovered that 676 billion shillings for Eacop project was diverted to buy treasury bills without the approval of Parliament.
If we encourage this and we say UNOC is not traditional, UNOC is for profit making, Chair, this is what is going to happen. That money to do a project will always be kept like that because there is a profit, quicker profit that will be made on treasury bills and bonds. Do we have a legal background to that decision?
Sarah Opendi said since they made the disclosure, there is transparency. However, the chair of the committee, Mwanga Chivumbi, asked them to take the committee through the legal processes followed.
At least there is some,
yes,
transparency and trying to show what they were able to get outside what they originally planned. So I think we would, yes, it looks abnormal, but let's move on.
Money was earned, put in their books, and found out by the auditor. It's in their books, so it's not a disclosure.
It's not a disclosure.
But
the care we need to make as legislators is to navigate, even when you are making profit, how are you anchored in the law? Payment is for specific activity. Because just imagine, what if they incur the loss in that venture?
The Finance Officer UNOC Emmanuel Mugaga says Ministry of Finance released $178 million, and when it sits on the account, it becomes idle.
So we went to the board that we have cash on account. Can we fix it for short periods as we wait for the cash calls to come? If a cash call comes sooner than anticipated, we recall the money that is fixed. It stays on account. Instead of being idle, you earn interest on it. It's this.
The chairperson recommended taking the issue to legal officer to assess it and write a legal opinion. I'm Nafka Farida and Gloria Gwetabinji at Parliament.